following waking from sleep. So typically between 7 or 8 and 11 in the morning. The increase in blood pressure is more likely to lead to a fatty deposit on the inside of your blood vessels, breaking off and blocking the flow of blood to the heart. That could be disastrous.
The flow of blood to your heart is further compromised by a second body rhythm, affecting the flexibility of your blood vessels.
Another factor to do with your blood is how good your blood vessels are at widening. Blood vessels can't widen as much in the morning compared to the afternoon and evening.
And when blood vessels can't widen, there's an increased force on the blood supply to the heart.
Another factor that changes with time of day is the stickiness of the blood, and your blood is more sticky in the early hours of the morning. It's got more resistance to flow at that time.
Sticky blood, increased blood pressure and stiff vessels. The peaking of these three body clock rhythms at the same time of day leaves your heart at its most vulnerable. During the danger hours of 6 a.m. to noon, statistics show that you are 3 times more likely to have a heart attack than at any other time of day.
For people at risk of a heart attack, the early morning period is a danger time for them.
But can those most vulnerable do anything to reduce this risk?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go for it. Go on, Bobby. Go on. Keep it going.
Research carried out by Greg Atkinson and his team has shown that if you increase your activity at the right time of day,
hard as you can, 30 seconds.
It can be beneficial.
10 seconds.
In this experiment, healthy volunteers are asked to perform carefully controlled bouts of exercise.
4, 3, 2, 1. OK, back down to 80 watts.
Their blood pressure is monitored following the exercise session at 5 o'clock in the morning and an identical session at 7 o'clock in the evening.
Okay. Yeah.
The blood pressure readings following each session show a marked difference.
Exercise in the afternoon leads to a reduction in blood pressure amounting to about 10 to 11% reduction, whereas exercise in the morning either doesn't change blood pressure at all, or in fact there can be a slight increase in blood pressure.
By simply changing the time of day you exercise, it might be possible to reduce your blood pressure significantly.
It doesn't have to be intense exercise. For a person with already raised blood pressure, even walking will cause a reduction in blood pressure.
So, take it easy during those dangerous morning hours. It could pay to save your exertions for after lunch.
It's a great relief to many of us when you look at your wristwatch and you see it's 12 noon. You've actually survived the most dangerous part of the day.
At every moment of the 24-hour day, every part of us is profoundly influenced by the body clock.
Of course, it's not just our physiology that's controlled by the clock, but the clock also controls our brains. When we can think effectively, when we can concentrate, when we can be imaginative.
Up until about 12 o'clock, I think I'm sort of really good.
I function best at about mid-morning.
At the end of the day, catches all my clients unawares.
If you really have to be, on the top of your game, as it were, paying good attention to things, do that type of work between 10 and 12 in the morning. That's when we're at our best in terms of thinking.
Scientists are beginning to understand the rhythms that are helping our brains power through those mid-morning tasks.
There are many ways in which the body clock can control the functions of our brain and alertness. One of them is by controlling the production of the hormone cortisol, which has a very powerful alerting effect on the brain, and its production is highest in the morning under control of the body clock.
But it won't last for long. Shortly after lunchtime, most people will experience a dip in their brain power.
We're naturally designed to have 2 sleeps a day, a big one at night and another one in the early afternoon. It's sometimes called a post-lunch dip. There's nothing to do with lunch whatsoever. It's a natural depression in our wakefulness, sort of slump, and it's made worse if you had a bad night's sleep.
This natural depression explains many an office go-slow across the country as we fall prey to the micro-sleep.
The afternoons, you usually take a break, don't you?
If I sit down, I'll start closing my eyes.
After lunch, it's kind of hard.
Then your eyelids will feel rather heavy like this, and you sort of wake up for a minute and you go into these micro-sleeps. Then you sort of come around again, look around and feel a bit more alert for about a minute, then it all happens again. I think we've all experienced this, and if you carry on doing that without stopping it, you will actually nod off.
But while micro-sleeps are relatively harmless in the office, they can spell disaster on the open road. Research has shown that 25% of all motorway crashes are caused by micro-sleeps, and you are 3 times more likely to fall asleep at the wheel at 2 o'clock in the afternoon than you are at 6 o'clock in the evening. But if you do find yourself on a motorway at this time of day, what can you do to avoid the dip?
The best thing to do in that, we've shown research we've been doing, is actually take a large or a couple of cups of coffee, and then you've got 20 minutes, because the coffee will take some time to kick in. What do? Fresh air, exercise, forget it. Go back to your vehicle and get your head down for a quick zizz. A quick 15-minute nap will be very, very effective.
So, keep safe by drinking coffee first and then taking your nap. It will set you up for the afternoon ahead. You have survived the dangerous hours of the early morning and the pitfalls of life after lunch. As your body moves into the afternoon, your rhythms are changing again to prepare you for the latter part of the day. These changing rhythms are controlled by the central body clock, which is found deep inside your brain. No bigger than a grain of rice, the central body clock is a bundle of cells controlled by a unique set of body clock genes. Over the course of 24 hours, these clockwork genes regularly switch themselves on and off, thereby keeping time and telling the rest of the body what to do.
I suppose the analogy would be rather like the conductor of an orchestra, producing a regular temporal beat from which the component parts of the orchestra take their cue. And as a result, you have a symphony rather than a cacophony.
This is what the clock in action actually looks like. Michael Hastings from the Medical Research Council has captured these images by photographing brain tissue as a ticking body clock genes switch on and off over a 10-day period.
As the clockwork goes through its paces, so the image goes down, comes back up again, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. When I first saw images like this, it completely blew me away, because for the first time we're able to look inside this secret world of the clockwork. That is far more accurate in timekeeping than just about any other form of biochemistry. It really is a profoundly exquisite mechanism.
And recent breakthroughs have shown that the master clock in our brains is not alone.
There are body clocks present in just about every part of our body, in the heart, in the lung, in the liver, in the kidneys. You name it, it likely has its own clockwork ticking away inside it.
Understanding the different clockwork of different organs in our bodies has enabled scientists to revolutionize the treatment of disease. Individual organs can now be treated according to their own time schedule, and this could hold the key to the successful treatment of a disease so prevalent in the modern world that 1 in 3 of us will develop a form of it at some point in our lives. "64-year-old grandmother of 13, Christiane Thievon, was diagnosed with colon cancer in 2004.
My whole world, my family, my sister, my mother, in fact all my close family circle were also destabilized. It was terrible, terrible, terrible.
Until recently, Christiane received traditional chemotherapy to treat her cancer. The aim of chemotherapy is to kill cancerous tumours by using toxic drugs. The problem is that these drugs also kill healthy cells, and this can leave patients feeling extremely unwell.
My first chemo sessions affected me, both physically and psychologically. I went through both. Physically, because I felt, how can I put it, I felt nauseous frequently. I was, how should I put it, as if I'd been mutilated somehow, because I no longer had, honestly, any wishes, any needs.
The limited doses of chemotherapy drugs that Christiane was able to tolerate were not sufficient to shrink her tumours, and her cancer spread to her liver. With traditional chemotherapy no longer an option, Christiane has come to the Paul Brousse Hospital outside Paris for an experimental new treatment which is attempting to use the natural rhythms of the body clock to fight the disease. The same toxic chemotherapy drugs are given to Christiane, but they are carefully scheduled for times of the day when her healthy cells are least active, so fewer of them are damaged by the drugs.
For me, it's different. It's different. I'm feeling well so far. I'm not agitated, not stressed, not worried.
Instead of spending up to 5 days in hospital, Christiane is fitted with a special portable pump that will dispense her drugs daily at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and 4 o'clock in the morning. Preliminary blood results following Christiane's first-time treatment